I put it like this too. Like for kicking in golf, it kind of goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand in so many ways. The biggest one that it goes ways for me is, it's that all eyes on you moment. Only you can control what happens next. Control what you can control is like one thing that I've always harped myself on in my life, especially like when I lost my dad and my grandma my rookie year. I didn't really know how to feel about that stuff. Like I knew they both were sick and all of that. And, a lot of people don't have that opportunity to have those last days, rather they were limited or rather it was more months than you thought it was. When stuff happens to people suddenly, they never get that opportunity. And that was the one thing that I told myself. I was like, look, God blessed me to get that. And my dad and my grandma was able to control every single thing that they did up to that point in a very well manner. I was like, I can do the same thing. Yeah. And I just told myself, I don't have to do all the stress, do all of the worrying and stuff. All I got to do is worry about what I do and control what I can. If I can't control it, there's no reason for me to worry about it. All I have to do is adapt to whatever that happened and just figure out what to do next. And, that's like the mental block that a lot of athletes, especially NFL athletes or any professional athletes, man, it's hard to do that sometimes because it is a lot of stress in this. It is a lot of anxiety. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Like mental health is something that's really, really talked on. And the biggest thing for my mental health I chose to do was just only worry and control about what I can. First of all, if I can't fix it right now, I'm definitely not going to worry about it. Yeah. Like it's just kind of like a 9-to-5 job. When you get off those hours and you got somebody to text you, you ain't answering that phone until tomorrow. You know that.
Them problems alone,
so
man.
why would I do that with my life problems? I'm only going to put my focus and my time and energy into something that I can worry and do right now. That I can fix right now.
And I love that mindset, man.
Ever since I've done that, I've looked at life a lot differently. I've looked at football stuff differently. I look at my relationship differently now. And it's just, I know I'm not going to always have the answers. I know I'm not going to always be perfect. But as long as I know in the moment where I have the opportunity to do something, if I do it in a positive way, that's all I can control. So there's no reason to get upset about other stuff. All of that stuff, that's clutter. Like I said earlier, that's just all of that stuff is clutter. Because on the football field, we're literally evaluated every single rep we take. But you can literally kill yourself mentally by thinking about stuff like that.
1000%,
and being really nitpicky and stuff. It's always about the next rep. And that's what Coach C tells me. That's what that's what I really tried to, harp myself on this offseason of just making more of a mental game than anything, because the mental shows itself, especially when it's like week 12 during the season. And it's like bye week was week 6, and here we are. We got like 14 games straight, and you're like, man, my body's tired, my mind is tired. That's that mental block, and that's what I've been trying to get myself to this off season. Before that happened, before that would be able to happen during the season, and just grow from that, and fight through that.
No, dude, that's major though. Like I said, the fact that you've already been able to come to peace with that type of mentality, to handle all of the clutter, to handle the adversity that comes with being a professional athlete, let alone dealing with the personal adversity of losing a parent and a grandparent. That's a lot to handle. But when you're able to be like how you are, just hearing you, man, it's like, bro, the growth that you have in your voice, man, like that's dope as heck, man. Most people don't get that until they leave the game, man. And some of these dudes still struggle to find it afterwards. But the fact that you're already there like that, man, that's major, bro. Like, definitely keep that.
Yeah, like I would have loved to learn it a different way than the circumstances that had happened. But I told myself, man, God makes everything happen for a reason. And it's supposed to be that way. Losing people like that in your family, especially that close, because it was immediate family, that can make or break a person sometimes. And, I told myself, I'm like, look, I literally put so much time and effort in years of my life to be able to get here. In the first year, 2 of the closest people to me passed away. There was a reason for that. And, I truly feel like, especially for my dad, he definitely hung around a little bit longer just to be able to get up to that game when we played Tennessee.
That was amazing
2 years ago.
Man.
I got complete utmost respect for the Rooney family and the organization for that, because that was life changing. Because if that wouldn't have happened, I don't know if he would have been able to get to a game that year. And that was one of the first games he's seen since my last game in college. And that was a while since then, because right after that game, he started getting sick. We started noticing he was going downhill a lot faster.
Yeah.
But, you know, man, I told myself, I'm like, look, I know I'm supposed to be here now because of that. And I know that was going to make me stronger before it was going to hurt me. And I just told myself, look, you got to give yourself time to cope. Like sometimes we especially as men, because this is one of the last days of Men's Mental Health Month.
Talk about it.
Man, I'm telling you, like, one thing I've learned as a man, it is not a bad thing to be vulnerable. It is not a bad thing to open up. It ain't a bad thing to talk. Man, it's real, though, because, you know, we've always been raised to put on this hard face of being tough. But tough ain't always just looks, you know? Tough is crying, too.
Yeah.
Tough is, you know, going through tough times and losing two relatives 2 weeks away from each other. You know, that what makes a man tough. That doesn't, you know, tear you down the way it's supposed to, you know. But all we got to do is just continue to advocate for, you know, things to make people better, man. That's all I try to do. Like, I know I'm here for playing football for the Steelers, but that's definitely not all I want to be known as. Right. So, you know, I've always been trying to get myself in the community. I'm on the social justice board here for the team. And, you know, I got a camp coming up with the American Kidney Fund next month that I'm supposed to be going to. And, you know, just trying to get back to the community.